I'm Chief Cedric Alexander, DeKalb Police Department here in DeKalb County, Florida. At approximately 1 p.m. today, we had a lone gunman, white male, about 19 years of age, that entered one of our local elementary schools, McNair Elementary. He entered that property. Coming in, we suspect behind someone. He was armed with an AK-47 and a number of other weapons. When we received a call and we engaged, he started to fire from inside of the school at our officers. What we knew right away is that he had one or two of the staff members inside the main office. He was holding them captive. Units continued to respond. He would continue to fire upon officers. Officers were able to return fire when they saw him alone by himself. Subsequent to all that, no one was injured. He surrendered to police authorities here in DeKalb. And at that point, he was taken into custody, where he's now with our investigators. It's an ongoing investigation. Once we had him in custody, at that point we had to secure the entire school, which meant that we sent our SWAT teams in, and they cleared each classroom until the school was cleared. Upon further investigation, what we learned that the vehicle that he came in was parked in front of the vehicles, and when our canine dogs hit on the vehicle, we suspect it may have been some type of explosives inside of the vehicle. We could, at that time, we had to move the kids from the rear of the school and find an escape route, which we had to cut a hole in a fence, take the kids through the back of a house, down a small embankment to an adjoining street, get the kids on the school bus. Now, this deviates from our typical plan, but this was a very unusual situation where we had to get the kids away from any possible explosives. Once we got the kids on the bus, we made arrangements for the family to meet us here at Walmart. We're in the process of having these children right now very happily return to their family. No injuries, everyone's safe. We had one or two little small incidents there, and that was it. But other than that, we're very fortunate today in this event. Hold on for a second. What we do know at this point, as far as in the car, that is still under investigation as we speak, Ryan. But this has been a long and grueling day. The kids are safe. The kids are happy. They're being joined with their families as we speak. I want to take a moment before you ask me any questions, turn it over to the DeKalb County School Superintendent, Mr. Michael Thurmond. Mr. Thurmond.
Thank you, Chief. First of all, I want to thank all the law enforcement agencies who responded in a very expeditious way to this crisis situation. I want to thank our chief here in DeKalb County, his officers, as well as the GBI, the FBI, the directors here, the DeKalb County Sheriff's Department, and especially our security officers at the DeKalb County School District. It's a blessed day. All of our children are safe. They're being reunited with their parents as we speak. And I especially want to thank our principal and staff at the school who managed the situation in a very critical situation and had the safety of the children as their foremost #1 priority. It's a tragic situation, but at the same time, we are so blessed and pleased that all of our children are safe, all of our employees are safe, and I want to thank law enforcement who are standing here with me this afternoon, who did such a professional, outstanding job in responding to this very, very serious crisis.
Chief, any reason why he did this?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Any idea why he did this?
Right now, it's very preliminary. We absolutely have no idea. He has been taken into custody, as I stated earlier. He's meeting with our investigators as we speak. And as we determine more about this person, we certainly will release that to you.
Do you believe he had any ties to the school?
We don't know whether he had any ties or connection to the school whatsoever. All we do know, he's about 19 years of age. Don't know if he had any relatives there or friends. We just don't know at this point.
Can you talk about how you discovered the explosives?
I'm sorry?
Can you talk about how you discovered the explosives?
Well, the dogs hit for explosives on the car. So at this time, they're right now in the process of making some determination as what's in the truck in that vehicle.
How close did he get to the school?
No, we don't have name or charges right now at this moment.
How close did he get to the kids?
As far as we know, he didn't get any further than the front office. It was there. He seemed to have barricaded himself in the office with a couple of office employees.
Do we have any idea what he said to the employees?
Go ahead, Ryan.
With all the teachers and everybody that were involved in this, can you talk about how well and professional they did in terms of keeping these kids safe?
Yes, absolutely. I tell you, the faculty and teaching staff, they did an excellent job getting those kids to safety to the back of that school. and they remained calm. They kept the children calm as well too. Once I arrived on the scene and Mr. Thurmond arrived on the scene, we had an opportunity to go back there with the children and help keep them calm, and they're just absolutely professional. Did an absolutely outstanding job.
I want to say something about my principal and the faculty and the administrators, the paraprofessionals, the local security who came from other districts. This was a professional, highly professional response on the ground by DeKalb County employees, assisted by law enforcement, and not just during the crisis, but managing the kids after the gunman was arrested.
Right.
They also now have been here all afternoon working to get the kids home to their parents. It's been a crisis situation, but I just got to once again, and I hope you all will acknowledge the highly skilled and professional way they responded.
Why wasn't there a parental alarm? Why wasn't there a parental alarm?
How did the district notify parents of what was going on?
We immediately began into an emergency protocol to respond to this crisis. I was out, I went directly to the scene so that I could be there to help to direct the response in terms of responding to the kids.
How many weapons did he have?
You mentioned several weapons.
What we did take possession of an AK-47, and there has also been mention of several other firearms he may have been in possession of.
On his
We
person?
don't know how many of it at this time.
Indication you said there may have been disabled. And how many shots did the police fire back?
What we know right now, he possibly fired as anywhere from a half a dozen shots when he fired out of the building at police officers that were approaching the scene. And when officers had a clear shot, they returned fire. Fortunately, no one was injured. And
Did he fire those inside or outside?
he fired from inside the school.
How did he get in the building?
We suspect that he came in behind someone who was authorized to be there, and he just walked in behind them. That's what we suspect right now.
If you all will please, we still have kids not yet reunited, so if you all will excuse us, we need to get back to the business at hand. Chief, if you don't mind, can we end this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
We
you.
still got a lot of work to do. We just wanted to give you something very preliminary, but we'll be back in contact with you guys as this continues to unfold.
All right,
Okay?
thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks.
I'll let you know in